Neben mir steht Damien Keegan, er ist einer der Entwickler von For Honor und ich werde ihn jetzt mal ein paar ganz knifflige Fragen stellen. Die erste wäre natürlich, Damien, please introduce yourself. What are you doing for Honor?
So I'm the online game director on For Honor, and I'm working on the progression, the customization of the game, some of the online features, for example, the menus, the flow, etc.
But you know everything from the game, so I can ask you everything, right?
You can ask me anything you want. Yeah.
Okay. So, first question is, why no Second World War? Why this?
Why not? No, it's so the beginning of the story is that we wanted a sword fighting game, a good sword fighting game with great warriors, and then we looked for the good factions for that, and those three came up pretty quickly. And one of the cool things with those three factions is that everybody has a favorite. I don't know which faction is your favorite.
Oh, I played two factions, and I think I like the most the Virus Warriors. You know,
Yeah.
so
Vikings,
I choose this. Yeah,
That's. I'm a samurai. You see,
No,
so
I don't see. You're a samurai.
yeah, I'm a samurai. Yeah, but everybody has a preference because different type of warriors. The samurai are more for the mastery, the Vikings are more for the passion, and the knights are more for the protection of their people. So that's why, and they're among the greatest warriors of our history. So it makes sense to see them fighting each other.
And where the focus of the game is? I played a lot of multiplayer. I played single player, only three. So is it a single player or is it a multiplayer game?
It's a full scope game. So you have a real big campaign, and if players just want to play that, that's fine. And we have a huge multiplayer. I think it's in the multiplayer that the game really shines because that's where you really go in depth with the controls, each character's specialties. But it's really the way you want to play the game, basically.
So swordplay and close combat is really important in the game. So where did you find out? Where did you get the feeling for it?
It was a long process. It was a long work. It was really at the beginning, Jason Verderben, our creative director, wanted to do a real sword fighting game where you feel the weapon. And that's where the idea came up to use the right stick to trigger the weapon. And then it was a lot of iteration. So you have kinetic feedback, for example, on each hit with the move. We have a brand new animation system that's called motion matching, which means that each time you press the button, you have a real reaction from your character. So it's input driven, but the animation are super nice. And the blends of all of that creates a great feeling that you're really holding your weapon and you are really into the fight.
Do you use real weapons for testing, or?
It's funny, we have on the floor of For Honor, we have a bunch of weapons. And you can go in meetings with them if you want, if you want to threaten people. But it's yeah.
Have you tried it out?
I did. I don't have to threaten people. Usually they listen to me because I think I'm a nice guy. But often we can use them if we want. Sometimes we do fights on the floor. So yeah, we have a lot of weapons, real ones, factice ones, just for people to have the feeling of it anytime they need it.
And do you do the voice recording with real weapons too, or where did you get the sounds from?
So
As voice recording, sound recording.
Yeah, sound recording. So we have a whole team working on that, smashing weapons, smashing different kind of materials, leather, things like that, to really have the grasp and the sound feeling of being in the middle of a fight, of a duel, but also of a battlefield, because most of our action takes place on a battlefield, so you want to hear people yelling, have big explosions, and have this grit, dirty, wild feeling, you know, when you hit people, etc. So that's one of the things we work a lot on.
The combat feels really tactical. How do you do the mechanics for it? What's the intention behind it?
So we have different layers in the fight, right? So one of the first layers is this idea that with the right stick you control your guard. Either you're on the right, the left, or the top, and the guards define where you will block. but also where you will start your attack. And that's the base. And then on top of that, we have the heroes. And each hero is different. So you have some heroes that are faster, some heroes that are stronger, some heroes that are more specialized on type of move. So we can grab people, we can break their guard, we can dodge. So you don't have only this guard system, but you have a lot of moves around that, and also special combos. So if I do, for example, I'm playing the Kensei. Kensei is the Samurai Vanguard. We have different types of heroes. So Vanguard is a type of hero. And with the Samurai Vanguard, when you chain 3 heavies, top heavies, your 3rd heavy is unblockable, for example. So people have to dodge it or parry it. And we have a lot of different system layers like that adds to this tactic of the combat. So when people see me doing this last move, unblockable, they have different choices. Either they dodge it, and if they dodge it, they have a free hit, or they can try to parry me. Sometimes they don't hit, so they just take the hit. But I can also cancel that move. So I can start it, then I see the guy ready to parry, but I cancel it and I hit him on the side. So we have also this layer when you can bluff, where you can cancel. So that's our core fight.
And does it depend which fraction I choose, how hard the game is?
So the difficulty, so we have different type of heroes. Some are easier to play, some are harder to play. It's not based on the faction. So each faction has more accessible characters than others. The Vanguards, for example, which is the Warden, and the Raider on the middle, and the Kensei, all of those are Vanguards. Those are the more accessible heroes of the game. So this is not based on faction, but factions have some specificities. So, for example, some of the samurais, they do, when they dodge, they can hit also. That's a specificity of some of the samurai heroes. They also share some feats. So feats are the special powers of the heroes, like the smoke bomb. The smoke bomb is a feat that is only used by the samurais. So each faction has also their own specificities.
And could you please summarize in 1 or 2 or maybe 3 sentences the story of the single-player game, the campaign?
So I don't want to spoil anything, but...
Oh, you can spoil everything, it's not a problem.
Yeah, but I don't like that. so basically you will play the 3 factions, you will play different heroes, you start with the knights, then you go with the Vikings, you end with the samurais, and the aim on the campaign is really to make you discover the lore, what happened to this world, why those factions are fighting with each other. You have also other characters like Apollyon that will reveal that E3, and it's the story of those 3 factions and what led them to the war that we see today. Buy For Honor because you never felt your weapon like you would be in that game.
Damien, you're from Ubisoft. I have to ask you this.
Yes.
For Honor's your new game, but what developing next? Do you want to do a new Rayman? Please do it.
New Rayman. You should ask the French team about that.
Yeah, but they won't do it, so I ask you, you know?
I will speak about it with them.
Thank you. I love you.